The world had no idea what it was about to witness when a shy, poorly dressed Filipino boy stepped onto stage, carrying nothing but a worn-out guitar and a lifetime of unspoken dreams. His clothes were simple, his shoes scuffed, and his posture humble, almost apologetic, as if he were asking permission just to exist under the blinding lights. The audience murmured softly, some curious, some doubtful, others already making quiet judgments based on appearances alone. Coming from a small coastal village where electricity was unreliable and opportunities were rare, this boy had grown up surrounded by hardship. Music, for him, was not a luxury or a hobby. It was an escape, a lifeline. He learned to play guitar using borrowed instruments, broken strings, and YouTube videos watched in internet cafes whenever he could spare a few coins. Hotel California was not just a famous song to him. It was a challenge, a mountain many professional musicians feared to climb. As he introduced himself in a soft, slightly trembling voice, no one expected what would come next. The judges smiled politely, unaware that they were moments away from witnessing a performance that would shake the room, silence doubt, and etch itself into global memory. When the first notes rang out, something instantly changed in the air. The boy's fingers moved with precision and confidence that contradicted his fragile appearance, gliding across the strings as if they were extensions of his own soul. The iconic opening of Hotel California filled the auditorium, not as a simple cover, but as a reimagined masterpiece infused with raw emotion and personal struggle. Every chord carried weight, every transition felt deliberate, and the audience leaned forward without realizing it. His voice, when it entered, was haunting, rich, controlled, and filled with an aching honesty that made the lyrics feel painfully real. He didn't just sing the song, he lived inside it. Judges who moments earlier seemed distracted now sat frozen, eyes wide, hands resting motionless on the table. The technical difficulty of the song was immense, yet he navigated it effortlessly, blending flawless guitar work with soulful vocals. In that moment, it was no longer about talent alone. It was about transcendence. A boy from poverty was commanding one of the most complex songs in rock history, proving that greatness does not ask where you come from. As the performance unfolded, emotions rippled through the audience like waves. Some people wiped tears from their eyes, others held their breath, afraid that even the smallest sound might break the spell. The boy closed his eyes as he played, as if the world around him had disappeared, leaving only him and the music that had carried him through countless nights of hunger and uncertainty. His guitar solo was nothing short of breathtaking, clean, expressive, and powerful without being excessive. Each note felt intentional, telling a story of resilience, sacrifice, and hope. Cameras captured judges exchanging stunned glances, silently acknowledging that they were witnessing something extraordinary. This was not rehearsed arrogance or overconfidence. It was pure, hard-earned mastery. The song's famous outro built slowly, tension rising with every measure, and when he hit the final notes, the silence that followed was thunderous. For a brief moment, the world stood still, processing what it had just experienced. Then came the eruption. The audience rose to its feet in a standing ovation that seemed endless, applause crashing like a storm of gratitude and disbelief. Cheers echoed from every corner of the venue as people shouted his name, their earlier doubts replaced by admiration and respect. The judges, visibly emotional, struggled to find words worthy of the moment. One spoke about how music has the power to reveal truth. Another admitted they had underestimated him, calling it a mistake they would never forget. They praised not only his technical skill, but his courage, the bravery it took for a poor boy to stand before the world and bare his soul through music. Tears streamed down the boy's face as he bowed, overwhelmed by the realization that his voice had been heard. For the first time, his story mattered beyond the boundaries of his village. In that instant, he was no longer invisible. The performance quickly spread across the internet, shared millions of times by people from every corner of the globe. Headlines called it one of the most emotional renditions of Hotel California ever performed, while musicians praised his technique and authenticity. Viewers left comments describing how the performance restored their faith in raw talent and reminded them that true art is born from struggle. For many young dreamers living in poverty, the boy became a symbol of hope, a living reminder that circumstances do not define destiny. Interviews followed, revealing the hardships he endured, practicing by candlelight, skipping meals to afford guitar strings, and believing in music when nothing else believed in him. His story resonated deeply because it was real, unpolished, and honest. He had not chased fame, he had chased expression, and fame found him instead. Today, that poor Filipino boy's performance stands as more than just a viral moment. It is a testament to the power of perseverance and the universal language of music. His rendition of Hotel California did more than stun the world. It challenged assumptions, broke barriers, and proved that talent can rise from even the harshest conditions. From a small village to a global stage, his journey reminds us that greatness often comes quietly, wrapped in humility and hardship, waiting for the right moment to be heard. His story continues to inspire millions, not because he played a famous song well, but because he showed the world what happens when passion refuses to surrender. In the end, it wasn't just a performance. It was a declaration that dreams, no matter where they are born, deserve to fly. Musical notes, astonished face.